There's 26 sports with silver medalist Richard Torrez Jr. Hey man, so your pro debut's coming up 2 days away. You know, what's the nerves feeling like now, you know, as you get closer?
You know, the closer I get, the less nerves I have. You know, the week out, I was like, oh man, it's really my pro debut. But now we're in that fight scene, we're in that environment, and it feels like home again, you know? It feels like the Olympics, it feels like my fights beforehand. And I'm feeling ready. I feel more and more ready.
Yeah, and you said, you know, most fighters don't get to debut in their hometown or home area. So, you know, besides, you know, it being your debut, the fact that it's at home, how much more special is that?
Man, I haven't been able to fight in the center. I have not been able to fight in the United States in the past 5 years, and to be able to do so, make my debut in my home soil, is unimaginable. You know, like I'm able to tell all my friends and family, like, hey, I fight, and they're always like, oh, what country? And I'm like, in Fresno, and they're like, no way. So everybody's gonna come behind me, and the amount of support and appreciation that my hometown has given me has been phenomenal, and I can't wait to be able to kind of give a little bit of that back Friday night.
Definitely. And you know, as I watched, you know, you during the Olympics all the way up to the final, local news, everything, they were showing your hometown, people going to your old high school watching it. When you got back and you were informed of all this, how was that feeling like? Because I mean, I was like, damn, that's what's up on my end. But I was like, you know, for you were actually fighting and getting that news. How was that?
Man, I felt like a superstar. You know, I felt like I remember Tiger Johnson. He asked me, how does it feel to become an Olympic medalist? And that was when I was in Tokyo, right? And I was like, you know how it feels to turn 18 and nothing changes? That's kind of how it felt. You know, I was in that environment still and nothing changed. And then I come home and I get a parade. I come home and I find out my high school was playing my fight. I come home, I find out the movie theater that I was at was playing my fight too. That's what made me feel like an Olympian. You know, it wasn't the medals. It was actually coming home and seeing the amount of support and appreciation. So I'm forever grateful for my town for that.
Definitely. And, you know, when I talk to other people that come out here for fights, trainers, managers, promoters, anybody, they always tell me there's a special feeling, like the atmosphere. You've obviously seen fights here, but now the fact that you're going to be part of it, that you're going to generate some of that electricity, does that give you any more, you know, nerves, or more of like, oh man, I'm ready to do this, let's get it on?
I feel like that just makes me more ready. You know, I feel like when being able to be a part of this environment is just electrifying, and I can't wait to add some shock to that.
Yeah, and you know, obviously you're never going to look forward over one opponent, but what is the plan for you on fights this year after, you know, this one?
That's up to my dad, honestly. You know, I want to fight as much as possible, and in order to do so, that's whenever my dad has me fight, I'm going to fight. You know, I'm not one of those guys that likes to shy away from opportunity. If I see it, I'm gonna take it, and I'm just ready for whatever comes.
So one of the things that during the press conference or the virtual press conference last week was when you were on your way to class.
Right.
One of the class that you're going to was tap dance class.
Yep.
Does that help you with your footwork? Because if anybody actually watches you during you coming up, you have really good footwork, really good movement. So you think that that's helped you out a lot as you've gone on?
I mean, I sure hope so. You know, if not that class, I might have to go say some words to the teacher. No, but I really do believe so. The reason I took tap dance, honestly, was because of Lomachenko. He's saying how he took dance classes and that helped him out a lot. And I saw his footwork, and I was like, I want to be like that one day. And I feel like that's a lot of what my style has. Is I see a lot of fighters, and I'm like, I like that. You know, they do that better than I do that. How do they do that? And I try to imitate that until I get it right. You know, and so I feel like that's what makes me a little different. Is I'm not the guy that says Richard Torrez is the best at every single thing out here. No, I'm gonna say he does that amazingly. He does that amazingly. I'm gonna take both of them and combine it and try to do it myself. And I feel that's my style.
Perfect. And honestly, that's what I've heard from some of the top fighters is they don't steal, but they look and put ideas into their head to try to make that better for themselves, as opposed to just hating on somebody else's style.
Right. Innovate.
So obviously, you know, you spent time U.S. Olympic team for a long time. Is there anybody there or any moment in particular that, you know, you just cherish more now that you're about to become pro?
I think that the one thing I cherish the most about the Olympics, the Olympic kind of run that I had, is all the people I met. You know, I met brothers for a lifetime. You know, I met friends that I'm probably gonna invite them to my wedding. You know, and I like the people and the relationships I built with USA Boxing far outweighed any of the fights I had, you know, and I think that's one of the benefits of amateur boxing. You know, it's not all business. You know, it's a fun, it's love with the sport, and I'm forever grateful for that. You know, I got to meet guys like Freddie, Charlie, Tiger, Keyshawn, all these guys that are big names and coming up to be big names. It's incredible, you know, and so thank you to USA Boxing, because you guys really made it you made boxing a love.
Yeah, and speaking of your Olympic teammates, a lot of them went pro with Top Rank.
Yeah.
They've already had their fights. So obviously, do you want to be the one, like competitive as friendly? So still the show on it, over what they did.
100%. Everyone always talks about. I remember Keyshawn and I, we used to have a ongoing bet whenever we went to Bulgaria for this. It was like the third largest tournament in the world. They would be like, it's not about who would win, it's about who would get best boxer. And we would bet like $20 on who could get best boxer. And so Keyshawn, you stole me $20. But there's always a friendly bet going on, and I feel like that's what keeps us competitive.
Definitely. All right, man. So I want to thank you for coming up, and look forward to seeing you all the rest of this weekend. Good luck come Friday night.